Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dazzling Dave, and this is going to be the international fan reaction for Wolves 0, Leicester City 0, brought to you in association with the Always Wolves Squadcast podcast. If you've not listened, check out the first 3 episodes of that on your podcast provider, and hopefully you'll want to subscribe and wait for the next one to come along as well and give us your feedback. So we've got some fantastic feedback again today from the guys around the world, and the main topic of discussion, as you can imagine, VAR. So without any further ado, let's go around the world.
Good evening, everyone. It's Asia from Parma, and in my opinion, we played good, but I think we didn't give our best. I think we could have given more, both physically and mentally, especially for 2 reasons. Physically, because Leicester wasn't as aggressive as it usually is, and mentally, because we needed these 3 points so bad, but it ended 0-0, so I think 1 point is okay. The fact is that no, it's not okay, because it wasn't supposed to end 0-0. But we have been robbed by this fantastic tool called VAR, who was originally invented to help the referee and to support the referee in its decisions. You know, is it yellow? Is it red? Is it penalty? Is it not? I don't know. I'm unsure. Let's call and ask to the VAR people. But we have been robbed in this ridiculous situation today. You can't cancel a goal just because someone's Achilles tendon is offside, like vaffanculo, this is not right, okay? Even the commentators here say that, and it's kind of strange because here commentators actually are not allowed to say their personal opinions. They only have to report what is happening on the pitch. But today they just couldn't shut up, and they said that this whole situation is ridiculous, that you just can't cancel a goal like this. I mean, it's ridiculous. But it went in this way today too, and it's not the first time, it will not be the last. But today it ended like this, 0-0, just 1 point. And so, what can I say? Head up to the next match and head up to the Europa League, who is finally coming back. I'm really happy about that. And, well, head up to the next match and goodbye.
Hello, Dazzling Dave. It's David here in Gothenburg, Sweden, giving you my reaction to Wolves 0, Leicester City 0. So let's start with it then. The big talking point of the game, the VAR decision to disallow Willy Bolly's goal on the stroke of half-time. Pedro Neto again being the unlucky player to be adjudged to be offside from the short corner. And yeah, I wasn't clear on the rules. It seemed that the pundits on TV wasn't clear on the rules. The referee speaking to Connor Cody at half-time as well wasn't clear which player was offside. But what was clear was the message from the Wolves fans with the booing and chants against VAR. And yeah, it's kind of embarrassing for the Premier League with this game being shown on TV across the world with the vitriol against the VAR. And yeah, the lack of communication as well between the match officials regarding this decision. Anyway, going on to the game itself, then I felt Wolves played okay. 2 very well matched teams. Felt that Wolves probably had the better chances in the game itself. Jota forcing a good save from Schmeichel with his feet in the first half. And Raul, normally so reliable in front of goal, missed 3 good opportunities with his head. And yeah, especially the one at the end from the corner, unmarked, and he didn't hit the target. I felt that Neves played very well, stepping up in the absence of Jean Moutinho. Really took the game by the scruff of the neck. Saïf was solid. It was great to have Bolly back again, another clean sheet. And yeah, we can ask the question, did Wolves do enough when Leicester went down to 10 men to force the issue? But it was a good point in the end against a very good Leicester team, and going into Espanyol.
Hi everybody, it's Robbie here in wet, dull, windy, horrible, gloomy Penkridge in England. Now, we've got to start VAR, haven't we? I don't want to, and I am sick to the back teeth of talking about VAR, but that's the way it's been this season, to be honest. What can you say? Mike Dean didn't have a clue. I've been told I thought Conor Cody handled that fantastically. But that's 4 points that's cost us this season against Leicester. We should have come away with 2 wins. We've got 2 draws. It's the first season ever, I think, that Wolves and Leicester have played out 2 0-0 draws in a season. And I think with the extra points, that would take us 2 places higher in the table. But let's talk positives. Jamie Vardy was kept quiet all game. Willy Bolly's back, looking solid. Sace has made that left centre-back spot his own. But I think, to be fair, Patricio had a good game, to be honest with you. He didn't have too much to do, but when he did, he looked decent. Doc's come under some criticism last night, to be fair. But, you know, it's disappointing not to win. We had a man advantage for about 20 minutes. Just wasn't to be, but we go again. We've got Espanyol Thursday, Norwich sandwiched in between, with Espanyol again the following week. We go again. Let's see what we can do. Up the Wolves.
Hey Dave, it's Dave from New York Wolves here. Guess what we're going to be talking about? The same 3 accursed letters we've been talking about all season. Just when you thought that the tide had turned and we would be getting the benefit of VAR, we get smacked in the face again. Like, what can you say? I know I've seen a lot of Leicester fans comment that the decision was ludicrous, and a lot of other non-Wolves fans as well. The only image I've seen shows a couple of very pretty lines drawn that allegedly show Neto's heel slightly offside. The problem is you can't see the ball in that picture, so how, offside is when the ball is played. So how do you know that image is actually the crucial moment? So it's a joke, it's horrible, it's a nightmare. Well done to Conor Cody for calling out Mike Dean at half-time and saying, look, you're the referee and you don't even know who was offside and when. I think that just highlights how ridiculous the situation is, and hopefully the powers that be are watching and they will fix it for next season. So I'm not going to waste any more breath on it. I think let's just take a step back and remember that Leicester was second most of this season. I know they're third now. And for at least the first few months of the season, until Liverpool ran away with it, they were considered serious title contenders. And you know what? They're no better than us. We arguably should have done the double over them this year. 2 dodgy VAR decisions, and we did do the double over them. Tonight, I'm a little frustrated that we didn't have a little more composure in front of goal, and I know Raul had a couple of chances and a couple of other folks did. We should have put them to the sword tonight and got those 3 points. So, when you step back and think about it, we're actually doing okay. It's frustrating to be cheated out of 2 points, but it's okay. We're still there or thereabouts, and we're playing well. We've had a good little break, and hopefully that will recharge the players for the remainder of the season. So on to Espanyol on Thursday, and hopefully get a good result to take into the second leg and see how far we can go in this Europa League tournament. So frustrating, incredibly disappointing to once again get shafted by VAR, but overall we're doing okay, boys. Up the Wolves, and talk to you next time.
Hey, fellow Wolves fans, Brian from Hat Chao Samran down in Thailand here, with regard on the subject of yesterday evening's fixture, Wolves versus Leicester. Before the game, I streamed the England versus South Africa second 2020 game, and what an exciting end to that was. Which led me to believe could be for an exciting game in the Wolves versus Leicester match itself. But after the previous 2 fixtures at Molineux with the 4-3, everybody thought it was going to be goals, but it wasn't to be, 0-0. But it wasn't a bad game. The game was okay. First half, I thought Leicester shaded it, especially in the first 10 minutes. They had more of the ball, but didn't do a lot with it. Didn't live up to much of the hype. But the second half, we got back on top. I thought we should have won it in the end. Raul Jimenez, unfortunately, had a couple of headers that went wide. Adama Traore, who came on as a substitute. Schmeichel saved one in about, I don't know, last minute of the game, I think. A bit surprised with the selections, but Adama Traore and Martinho being rested, I suppose. Called it rested, but my man of the match, who had a very, very, very good game, was Ruben Neves. I know that one or two people said that Bolly and Sace had good games, but I thought in the midfield, maybe it was because Martinho was rested that Neves took more responsibility, but he was everywhere. But you know what I'm going to get round to next? VAR. Come on. When are these? It will change next season, but it's too late for us. I'm still scratching my head. The only thing is, it's in the rules that if part of anybody, if your part of body is in an offside position, you're offside. But Neto played the short corner, Jota. Neto was running away. Jota played it into him, over the back. Doherty headed across, body sticks it in. Ecstasy. And then, I think, a minute and a half later, so what are they doing? Checking for offside, and literally Pedro's Neto heel, part of his heel was in an offside. How can it be deemed offside when he's run back from taking the corner? It's just ludicrous. Mike Riley never comes out and explains it. Never. They're a protected species. As I said once before, and I'll say it again and again, Mike Riley should be sacked. He should be removed from his position. He's put the officials in a position where they're looked at, reviewed, and so on every damn game. But I've had me rant, so it's onwards and upwards. I think there's a midweek game against Espanyol. But anyway, guys, have a good weekend. Take care, bye.
Hi Dave, it's Keith from rainy old Melbourne in Australia with my feelings on the game this morning, our time, between Wolves and Leicester. I thought we played reasonably well. We played better this season, that's for sure. Played better last season, but I thought we did more than enough to win. Unfortunately, we're suffering from what we've suffered from a lot this year, and that is the inability to score goals. We've been able to score late goals this year, and last year for that matter, but we haven't been able to score once when it really counts, or more the point, I guess, when we really deserve to. VAR, it's really breaking me. I'm sure 100% of Wolves supporters feel the same way. It really is making the games so unenjoyable, if that's alright, if that is a real word. It's difficult. You know, if I wasn't a mad Wolves supporter, I would be saying to the Premier League, stick this where the sun don't shine, right up the Khyber Pass, because it's doing me head in. You know, it's the line calls they're doing today, for example. Player wasn't affecting. I know he probably took a pass, big deal, but I mean, geez, you got to get the freaking micrometer out to measure it. 1, 2. It's not in the spirit of the law. It's not what the law was actually written for. On top of that, the whole VAR was to, I think, quote unquote, to aid in the assistance of glaring and obvious errors of judgment. Now, there was no error of judgment there. Of course, we don't know if maybe the linesman said to the ref, you know, we should have a look at this one. If so, well, fair enough, he did spot it. But it's still me heading, mate. I'm sure everyone's the same, but we've got to score goals, or else we're going to end up in that crappy mid-table area where we're definitely a top 6 team. We've played that way all season, pretty much all season. So anyway, that's enough for me. Farewell to you. Farewell to all the Wolves supporters right around the world, and always Wolves. Bye.
Hi, Dave from Fort Myers, Florida. Just saw the Wolves-Leicester game at Wolves. Very frustrating, very exciting at times, especially the first half, but very frustrating. I think VAR has spoiled the game, and they need to do something about that rule where it's down to the referee except when the referee asks for VAR's help. I think everyone played well. It was just not meant to be, to end up at 1 goal up. So disheartening, and especially against Leicester, who are a top 4 side. They got very good quality players, and it really showed at times. But our defence was very strong. The finishing was just something to be desired for Wolves. So 1 point is 1 point, and it may be that the 5th place is able to go up. So we've got some good, maybe I dare say, easier games coming up. So over and out from Fort Myers, Dave. Thanks again, and up the Wolves.
Aidan Purcell checking in from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. It's minus 26 here today, so it's pretty cold. I'm going to be pretty quick here. I feel the same way. I think we all do. VAR was not brought in to rule out goals that were, a stud offside, and certainly on a backwards play where there's no advantage being taken. But again, anyways, listen, it is what it is. We'll deal with it. We'll move on. Think about the 3 top teams of the Premier League this year. Arguably our 6 best matches. Played really well. But anyways, some good performances. Guys like Neto, I thought was great tonight. Creative and attacking minded, and certainly Jimenez should have taken 1 or 2 of his chances. Certainly the one in injury time in the second half, but. Is what it is. We'll move on. Big match next Thursday against Espanyol. Hopefully we can get a result the first leg. That would be important. And on to the next one. So cheers, everyone. Take care.
This is Chris from Eidsvoll in Norway, reporting on a 0-0 draw with Leicester. Oh, so frustrating, wasn't it? I mean, the VAR thing we have to talk about, and everyone's going to talk about it. We're all aware of VAR, and you're careful when you celebrate goals, and you've got half an eye on it, half a mind on it. But, on that occasion, I didn't even think there was a possibility of it going to VAR. I looked at 2 replays, I thought, that's fine. I said to my boy, that's fine, no worries. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute, what's the delay? Now, Pedro Neto's ankle, might well be in an offside position, allegedly, when the ball's kicked. And I dispute that the technology is good enough to know when the ball's kicked and he's offside. But at the same time, he's running away from goal. And as Nuno said, and as a qualified referee myself, he's running away from goal. What possible advantage is he going to get from that? Now, we've been robbed again today. Last night, I should say. And that's not a nice feeling. It really isn't. However, if you can't win, don't lose. We never looked in any danger in the game. I thought we played quite well. Reality was, though, we did miss a lot of chances. Now, we want to get top 4. With a chance to get top 4, maybe top 5 is enough in light of the news about Manchester City's hopeful non-participation in the Champions League. But if we don't make it in this golden opportunity, it's because we didn't turn these draws into wins when we should have done. And as much as we can blame VAR and be frustrated by it, I think we need to be honest enough to say that at this stage, top 4, maybe we're lacking something. Wolves 0, Leicester 0.
Wolves away from Columbus, Ohio. This is for Wolves Leicester. At least the first half. It's a myriad of half chances and missed chances. We should be at least 2-0 up to maybe 3-0 up. I like Neves controlling the game. Doherty's playing well. Neto's had some insight, but I think he needs to go back over the side where Diogo Jota is. And then that Bali goal, I can see why it was taken off, but still the ref needs to go over and look at the screen. It's, millimeters or centimeters. But Cody going after the ref at the end of the first half, I love him even more now. For the second half, again, bunch of missed chances, half chances. Couldn't put them away when they were down to 10 men. VR was the main talking point again. But on to the next, on to Espanyol.
Thanks to everyone that's put in their feedback from around the world. Make sure you give the love to the guys. Leave your thoughts as well. Do you agree with their assessments? Would you want to get involved in the next one? And don't forget to also check out the Always Wolves Squadcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Acast, and any good podcast provider. So yeah, from myself, Dazzling Dave, and everyone around the world, till the next one, Always Wolves.